Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start the show because Greg can't hear shit, but I can see it. There you go.
Yeah, I just switched the speaker. That's annoying. That's annoying. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I got my levels. Had to update. Okay, I can hear an echo from you. Just a heads up.
Oh, okay. Let me try to move the setting it just slowly.
Austin said trying to find out who the source is, but can't because we're not live.
Are you just gonna keep this as like a running thing the rest of the way? I think you should.
Well, kind of. Can still hear myself a little bit.
Turning down the echo cancellation so it works.
Well, I don't know if it's echo. It's like I can hear from the speakers on what you're listening to.
No.
It's okay. Well, it's coming through on your mic.
Oh, it's my mic?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Is it okay? We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're live, but we can figure it out.
Yeah. Screwed.
Woo! All right, welcome back, everybody. 2 beers deep. Running a little behind. Fuck you, Austin.
Yeah. Took a week off last week.
Mm-hmm.
Good reason though. Not a big deal.
Needed to.
Definitely needed to.
Show's not on yet, right? What the fuck is happening? God, I can't stand people. I know exactly what happened. For some reason, it shows up as locked on my thing, and I have to switch it to public every time.
Oh, that's weird. Austin, thanks for calling us beautiful in the chat. I appreciate it.
Put it in this chat.
Yeah, really.
What is up, Austin? Okay. I can still hear it. Austin, can you hear me through Greg's mic?
This is gonna be annoying.
Well, what are you doing different?
Nothing. I have it hooked up to the mic. Camera's hooked up to the webcam. Speaker's just my internal speaker because if I do default,
Well,
you can't.
could you
like that, you can't
use headphones?
So I have to do this.
Don't make it my issue that you, for 7 fucking years, haven't figured out how to work the technology that we've trained you on multiple different times.
I know that's fair.
Do you have headphones or no?
No, not this time. I need to buy new headphones, unfortunately.
I have an idea.
Actually, hang on.
Well, I think, because I see my echo cancellation. Jesus fucking Christ, Greg.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I literally just plugged.
Whatever that fucking noise was.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I had no idea that was going to do that. I'm sorry.
What the fuck was that?
It was literally just me plugging earbuds in.
Do not do it.
Okay.
We will go with the echo. Holy
Sorry.
fuck.
I'm sorry. I had no idea it was going to do
No, don't be sorry because you didn't know. That was the worst noise I've ever heard.
that. Okay. Well,
Not it, dude. It was just the worst technological noise I've ever heard.
okay.
I can't even describe it. That was weird.
Duly noted. Never do it again. All right.
All right, threw it off. I felt like Mark with the fucking underwater thing. All right, done swearing. Sorry, Mom.
No, my fault.
Austin still hasn't answered the text, which is crazy.
I know, right?
I heard the devil for a bit. Yeah,
There you
okay.
go. That was me. Yeah.
I'm going to make you go back and re-listen to that a lot, just so
Okay,
you know.
fair.
That was
I
terrible.
I deserve it. I'm sorry.
My skin is crawling. Wow. This echo is going to kill me. Austin, please answer. Did you... Okay, can you hear me through Greg's?
Yeah.
Stop talking, Greg. It's about the echo. And of course, Austin's not fucking texting back. Austin, your ability to text right back about the devil noise, but not about the things that I'm consistently asking for. Whatever. Marsha Chip, can you hear me through Greg's? Can someone join and tell me if they hear an echo in Greg's mic. That is the caption on Facebook.
I like it. I like it.
I feel like echo cancellation. Oh, there's a little eye. Turn this on if you're not wearing headphones. And yours is on. Hearing an echo, make sure anyone who isn't wearing headphones has echo. Okay, you do have yours on. Okay, that's interesting. That's a good note. Because I thought maybe it was my fault for not having it on mine. Austin's, okay, my mom said yes. Oh, yes, we do not hear an echo. What the hell was that, Marcia? Look, yes, we do not hear an echo. Do yins hear an echo? Yes, we do not hear an echo.
That doesn't work.
That's very funny. I don't know if I got. I don't know if you got. I don't know if we got.
We both got
Marsha. All right, let's crack beers. 3, 2, 1, action. Wait, yes, I can hear you. The question isn't, can you hear me? The question is, in my headset, I hear myself through Greg's mic. No, there's not one. Okay, thank you, Austin. There's a slight echo, but nothing crazy. Now there's not one. Okay. We got a family of IT experts.
This is gonna drive me nuts.
Starting with me. Watch, there may have... Chip said, that may have been one of your finest moments. I laughed so hard I shut Candy Crush down. Big day.
Wow. That's that.
Oh, his levels are for can. You have an updated... Greg, I'm drinking home style.
Okay.
What are you drinking?
Liquid Death, man.
Show the nips. What up, AJ? Chip has been complaining since, I think, the beach last year,
It's a long
that he
time.
can't get to the next levels of Candy Crush.
Okay.
Of Candy Crush.
Okay. Is it because he's stuck on a level, or is it because he?
I miss you, AJ. Good to see you, buddy. He is at the end of the map. There are no more levels, but there's supposed to be more levels.
Okay.
We've Googled. We've tried everything. All he had to do was update the app. Which leads me to the question, has Chip not updated his apps since last July?
Can his
August.
phone not download, get new updates?
I like to use both upload and download there.
I know, I mixed it up. Can his phone not get new updates? Because it's possible.
Sounds like it. So I would assume every single app on his phone is out of date.
Well,
And the
what's
phone
weird-
itself.
Well, what's weird is even on my Android, and I need to get a new one because I can't get the new security update. I still get updates on all of my apps that I still use. So,
That's what I was thinking.
so I think Chipper needs to check to see his stuff. Go into his settings, go into his apps, and see how many updates he has for all of his stuff that he uses. 'Cause it's very
My guess is it's every single app on his phone.
That's gonna take a while to get all that
Oh,
stuff done.
here come the dots. I knew he had something to say.
Uh-huh.
Happy to be here, brother. Looking for you inside Scoop on the Steelers next QB. AJ, it's very funny, and I know that got a lot of people in a good way, because I do actually know who it is. I can't leak my source,
You shouldn't.
but it is the funniest source on planet Earth. But definitively 100 trillion billion million %. It is Aaron Rodgers as a Pittsburgh Steeler. The source believes it could be 2 years.
The source believes it's 2 years. The source can't confirm if it's 2 years or not, though.
No. He can confirm that Aaron Rodgers has a deal that is done.
Okay.
The reason it has not come out yet is due to marketing.
Okay. Is it because Rodgers? Wait, is it because Rodgers wants to put something out in the players' trib or something like that?
I
as his
think
own, handwritten
there's
thing?
a larger, and dude, it could. I am saying that my source, who is, I'm trying to think of how to word this correctly. He works for somebody who was hit up by Rodgers' team.
Okay.
So that's why I'm protecting my source.
Fair.
I
Okay.
don't. I can't, like, my source works for an entity that Aaron Rodgers' team hit up that has a large Pittsburgh base.
Okay.
Okay.
So the company he works for has a big Pittsburgh base?
The thing Aaron Rodgers requested
Okay.
is massively Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Derek's source is a man who knows a man who knew a guy sleeping with someone's daughter that went to university with someone's daughter. Close, blood bomb.
Very close. Very
Yeah.
close.
My source is a guy who works for a guy who was hit up by Aaron Rodgers' team to source a Pittsburgh item
Okay.
because they are rolling out some version of anticipation for some reason.
Okay. Okay.
But it's Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Well, and I even brought this up. Like, it makes sense that it's already in play because otherwise the Steelers wouldn't be able to sign all the free agents they've gotten because they'd have to worry about their cap hit.
My source
Mm-hmm.
knows nothing about sports.
Okay.
Just to set the stage here.
Okay. Okay.
So everyone knows, this is not like an insider in the Steelers. My source knows nothing about sports.
I have a funny feeling who your source is then.
Colin said, "Take your damn shirt off, Greg." I figured it was Rodgers, but only one that makes sense for both parties. AJ, I agree. We'll break that down here in a second. I think that it makes a lot of sense. And then Bullim says, "Funny how you know my actual name, but still call me my Twitch name." Well, Blood Bomb, I feel like I met Blood Bomb. I didn't meet David. Diddly diddly doo doo. I met Blood Bomb, and Blood Bomb is the guy that joins the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now take off your damn shirt, Greg.
No, not yet.
Your loss. This show would be better without Derek and put Chip in. Maybe. Chip has a podcast, Blood Bomb.
He does. Can't confirm.
Yeah, I have an episode to drop tomorrow. It's called Under the Table and Dreamin' on Spotify. It's a video podcast where Chip is the host, and Chip and I talk about movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Chip,
Not
Chip
TikTok.
as
I
a
got that.
host-
Oh, Jesus.
Chip as a host is very entertaining. He drives the conversation, technically.
It's something. It is something. All right, so let's discuss it. So I am breaking the news right now. Aaron Rodgers will be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Based on that, are you still on the Jackson Dart train that you realized you were conducting this morning?
Yes, and I also will address Dre's bullshit ass text. Some other comments coming in. Just real quick, AJ asked if you're going to Big Night Out, the Pat McAfee show at the Paint Bucket, Greg. I live in Nashville now, AJ. I don't know if I've ever addressed it to you. I've moved to Nashville about 4 years ago.
I actually did. I heard about it. I didn't realize when it was though.
It sold out almost instantly.
It did it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
in a good
should be
way.
a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I will not be in attendance for Big Night At though. Although I am curious to see like the guests that he got for it, because I imagine it's got to be like as Yinzer as possible. I imagine because like it just has to fit with that mold. And then
Yeah.
two, I'm also curious. I'm curious like what kind of fun surprises and shit they're gonna do. Like I can't even imagine like some of the local people that they would get as like to hype up it or something like that. But,
Well, there's probably, I mean, one, he is from Plum. Two,
Yep.
he's a massive media person. So my guess is they're
yes.
going to get some pretty awesome Pittsburgh guests. I would assume like Tomlin might show up, which would be funny.
right.
Tej and all them. So we'll see. It'll be fun. More of Derek. God damn it. Sounded good then. I can't read that in American accent, Blood Bomb. It must be a British thing. So, yes. So Greg's question is, this morning I woke up and I realized that we are now, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan base, back into the same loop, which means it is time to, unfortunately, the site crashed and it took me for a half an hour of contentious refreshing before I could get tickets, AJ said. Believe that. Did you get tickets, though? That's sick. That is going to be one of the
that's
most
pretty
fun
cool, man.
nights. I'm really jealous. I woke up and I texted our group saying, well, I am the conductor of the Jackson Dart hype train. To which Dre,
Choo choo.
and Greg, I wanna bring this up. He sent screenshots of me saying, or him saying, I love Jackson Dart, and me saying, ooh. We'll
he was
address
trying
that.
to throw receipts on you. He was
Well,
trying to throw receipts
and
on
we'll
you,
address that
which-
first. Ew. Like, yes. Ew.
Yeah. Like let's be clear here. You saying you're going to be the conductor on this train is not you wanting to do it willingly.
Fun fact, I have no idea what you talk about American sports. I'm like Greg watches Derek have intercourse. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm always enjoying it. That was almost a really funny comment,
Yeah.
but I feel like there was a typo in there.
Yeah, I'm very confused and kinda
English is
thrown
different
off.
over there.
Yeah, apparently.
So, Dre sent a text that said, I love Jackson Dart, who he has not watched a second of tape of. And Dre and I did kind of torch him, because then he sent text of me saying Dart was better than Drake May. I've hated Drake May since day one.
You have. This has been an ongoing thing with us.
None of those texts were news. Jackson Dart, do I want him? No. We need him. It sucks.
We
It sucks
do.
ass.
It does suck.
Do I like Drake May? No. I hate Drake May. I think he's a good pro.
You're gonna be proven wrong about Drake May, but you don't like him, which is completely fair. You cannot like someone and also be proven wrong about
Yeah,
them. It's
of
completely
course.
Understandable.
I
Yeah,
hope I'm proven wrong by everybody. Me saying we will take Jackson Dart does not mean that I take back my ew. I do not like
No.
his tape.
Yeah,
I
being
think
the-
good.
Being the conductor of something does not mean that you enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It means you have to do it.
So then good.
It's like you always saying, like, I don't have to do something.
You get to
I
do it.
get to do something.
Yeah.
You don't get to be the conductor of the Jackson Dart train. You have to be the conductor.
Jackson Dart Blood Bomb is the quarterback at Ole Miss, who is. So I don't know, Blood Bomb, if you know anything about our drafts. We have 7 rounds. Each team gets picked. You can trade it away, whatever. The Steelers have a first. We do not have a second round. We have a third round. And so if we want to get a quarterback, it'll be that first round pick. We are about to sign like a 45-year-old guy playing our quarterback. We signed an old quarterback from our 3 years ago. Like, we're screwed in the quarterback division. I would love if Shador fell. I'm not an idiot, though. And if Jackson Dart is the only quarterback at that level, I would love Quinn in the third. But let's all be realistic here. Quarterbacks go fast. Milroe and Ewers, I think I would be surprised if they fell that far. Yeah, it just wasn't news. I hate Jackson Dart. I hate Drake May. I don't know. I still go back to the fact that I then sent the text saying Dre says every take, so that when he's wrong, he's not wrong, because he had already said the counter take, or he wakes up the next day and says something else. His receipts mean nothing. I was confused, Greg. They were sure they were silly. They meant nothing.
I think you were perplexed because Dre was trying to finally get one up on finally having receipts on someone, and it turned out to not be a good notion.
If Dre gets receipts on someone, I love it, because he gets receipted. Well, I don't even receipt Dre anymore, because it's just a fact there's going to be something.
I've receipted him plenty of times. So
But the point is, there's just always one.
there's always one.
The other side of it is, though, if you're going to try to receipt me, make it good. I didn't say the Steelers shouldn't take him, ew. I said I don't like him. I don't know. What do you think about Jackson Dart, Greg?
I said this earlier in the group chat. I think he's a B+ quarterback. He is a master of none quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He's okay size, okay arm strength, can read a defense okay, can escape a pocket if need be. The elite thing I've read about him is how tough he is, and I'm okay. I'm all for my quarterback not being a pussy. I'm cool with that. But I'm sorry, but like aside from that, like there's nothing about him that wows me. There's not that like if he had elite footwork,
It's not a huge arm.
If he had a cannon of an arm, like,
There is one thing I like once you get to the end of your rant.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if you say.
If he had a cannon of an arm, which I think is an overrated facet of a quarterback, I can get with it, okay? If he had this elite mind that was able to pick apart defenses, fine, I can do it.
Yeah.
If he if he had elite athleticism that I swear to God Mike Tomlin talks about every goddamn
Dude, he
year
says we need an
when
athlete of a
playing
quarterback and then let Fields walk on the floor.
Exactly.
myself.
So I'm like, okay, I see all these elite traits I want in a quarterback. Give me one. Like I just don't see it with Dart. He's an okay quarterback, but
yeah.
he's not. There's nothing about him that like I just go wow about.
There's
know?
2 reasons I like Dart.
Okay.
NFL comparison, Gardner Minshew.
I saw that.
You said it. You brought it. Yeah.
I did. It was Steeler Depot's like scouting report.
Well, and that was the NFL.com/prospects. Lance Zeiler has Gardner Minshew too, which is cool. That dude, that's the bridge. That's the bridge we've been begging for.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
might.
true.
Blood Bomb says he might be a decent soccer player. That's a fair point.
That's fair. I mean,
no,
in
just
fairness,
decent player.
in fairness, you and I believe another person in the chat has had very much been calling out getting Gardner like the last couple of years as a bridge guy.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
Gardner's not going to wow you, but Gardner will do everything he can to try to win you a game. Which is, in fairness, if the Steelers are going to be the same franchise that wins games, what more can you want?
I'd agree with that.
I think there's something to be said about it. It's just if you're gonna waste a first-round draft pick on a quarterback and you don't see him as having that trait that's going to be like a franchise-level guy, why waste a pick on it then?
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem. Like, and I get we're stuck with it unless like you give Rodgers a 2-year deal and then you worry about getting a quarterback next year. Fine, I'm cool with that. But now it's like, okay, your quarterback room is gonna be Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, and Skylar Thompson, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and you've said it yourself. Every team should always draft a quarterback in the NFL draft. No matter what round it is, just get someone because you never know what's going to happen. If they want to take a guy in the 6th round, okay, cool. But that's not gonna change kind of like the pitfall that the Steelers have been in for a while right now. So we're kind of like spinning our wheels here now.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna look up there and go, oh, I'm doing a 32 quarterback ranking. There are some quarterbacks like once you get a certain wall, maybe you just don't draft and you sign or something like that. Right. But I think that the other thing I like about Jackson Dart is that his team, and this is what I was bringing up in the chat, his team, this freaking chair, his team has had him on a historic media run for like TikTok interviews and shit.
Oh.
Nothing crazy, but like his intangibles are coming out. His will to win, his leadership, all of those words have started to hit the surface. And they're all there because it just doesn't wow you as a quarterback, in my opinion. Like, for me right now, let's see, in the Combine, he came in production score, 3rd. Awesome. Everyone has him as QB3. Athleticism score, 8th. Total score, 4th. That's fine. But that's the problem, is it's really just fine. Like, looking at the quarterbacks from the Combine, Cam Ward, 6.39 grade. Shador, 6'3". Jackson Dart, 6'17". Our boy Tyler Shuck, 6'16". Quinn Ewers, 6'15". Jalen Miro, 6'14". And then you get into the McCords, the Leonards, the Howards, the Rourkes, the Gabriels, the Mertz. Like, there are tiers to this draft. I think Jalen Milroe is awesome.
Yes.
Is he going to be a great quarterback? It really depends on who takes him and who trusts him.
Yeah, the problem with Jalen Milroe is that this is different than like when Lamar Jackson came out. Like Lamar Jackson, you had the elite athleticism, and he won a Heisman as the quarterback.
Yeah.
So like you knew there was something there. Milroe, I can't get past like that junior year where he got benched and had to like and give him credit. Like
yes.
He rebounded quickly and all that. But like especially this past year without Saban, where they designed a passing game for him to like use his strength for that and something like he just didn't go over the top. Now, granted, he didn't have the weaponry that like he typically has at Bama.
Agreed.
So like, you can knock that if you want, but even then though, like for me, it's just like I look at him and I'm like, okay, if I need him in a 1-game desperation situation as a quarterback, I don't trust him to win it.
Yeah, he is an amazing athlete, good leader, team guy. I'll probably love him. He just feels. Oh, wow, they have his pro comp as Cordell Stewart.
That'd be fun. Okay, that would be fun.
That would be awesome.
You piqued my interest on that one, sure.
Yes, we'll see. So that's all I wanted to address. Aaron Rodgers. But the question you had just said was, do I still want to conduct the Dart train, knowing the Aaron Rodgers news has been leaked onto this show right now? Yes. Now, the whole train stops if Shador slides. He is a guy that deserves to be a shot. But we signed Rodgers to a 1 or 2 year deal, which, shout out, source that doesn't know sports thing, too.
Source.
We bring back Mason, 1 year, $8 million. Good backup, knows the system, knows the team. Is it 2 years? Sick.
2 year.
I do still want a high profile rookie because you signed Mason because he knows everything here. You're not bringing back Kenny. You're not bringing back Trubisky. Mason's a guy that can walk in the room and go, hey, I know kind of what's going on. I know Coach Tomlin. I know this area. You sign Rodgers because we have an aggressive win-now roster, and we need to see if he has anything left. You draft a guy because neither of those guys should be the starter next year.
Which is unfortunate unless you were going to put all your eggs in the basket of getting a quarterback next year. But even then, that's a fool's errand to be hoping for a quarterback because you never know what's going to happen to a class over a year.
Dude, I understand, and Dre and I had that conversation because that was another, he did send his own receipts, which was awesome and correct. If you would have told me last year right now that Ewers, that Milrow even, that Beck goes back to college, that all of the names that we like are not options in the first round of the NFL draft, I would have said, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, coming into this year, we all said, we don't like Carson Beck, but he's probably going to be the number one quarterback taken because of who he is, and that ain't the case. He's going to Miami. He's going to try to have
Which I'm interested.
I am too. I'm going to be able to see him in person this year, so I'll see what he looks like. But I don't know.
AJ says, does a 2 year deal make sense? But are the Steelers only a quarterback away from being Super Bowl contender?
A 2 year deal to me, I'm okay with because it gives them flexibility, especially because I looked at this. I wanted to be sure I was not mistaken on this because I looked at next year's salary cap situation. Even if they sign Rodgers, because right now I think they have about $46 million cap space. So if they sign Rodgers, that's going to take up a lot of their pool, depending on what it looks like. Next year, even if you add 40-something mil to that cap for Rodgers, they still are $120 million under the salary cap.
Yep.
That's a lot of room to be able to work with. And granted, sure, there's guys that are probably going to get some sort of small extension or whatever. I think Jalen Warren needs an extension. I think TJ Watt's going to get an extension. And I think there's a couple other guys that will probably get there. But there's still so much potential for them to add more pieces to that roster. And a quarterback away, there's a lot of things that the Steelers have that I like, but there's plenty more that I think they need to work on. I don't trust.
Let's look at the depth chart.
Yeah, just off the top of my head. I don't trust their playmakers yet. I don't trust. I like DK Metcalf. I like George Pickens, but I don't trust them to be consistent with Roman Wilson, who hasn't played all year, and Calvin Austin as a 3. Mm-hmm. I don't trust Jalen Warren to be a number one back yet.
Okay.
He's been good in spurts, but I would
you must have forgot about Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell needs something. That's why we were still looking at.
See, look, this chair is just sinking. I don't know what. 100%. It's the Twisted Tea chair, and I've tried to fix it, but I don't know what keeps a chair.
Isn't there a stopper or something that
Yeah, there's supposed to be, but it's I won't say it's a cheap chair. It's not a cheap chair, but it doesn't work in. Keep talking. I mean, I don't know why the fuck you're not talking either. I know why I'm not talking. Why are you not talking?
I was riveting with watching you trying to do this. I don't know.
I built it on a live stream, which was fun.
I know. And then I look at the defense. Their defensive line is still aging. I love what they're doing at their linebacker core. Don't get me wrong. I think they've replenished that very quickly. And then secondary, I think they've done a good job with the corners, but safety still worries me a little bit. So there's too many pieces of things that need to go right for this team that I don't think they're a quarterback away. I think getting a quarterback will help them win a playoff game. Don't get me wrong, but
which to some people is just being a quarterback away.
Right, but in terms of actually making a Super Bowl run when you have all these other teams that are juggernauts ready to go, I don't see it. I mean, a quarterback didn't give up 300 rushing yards to the Ravens.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. Is everyone says, "Oh, well, Russ." Our defense was what it needed to be. So
No.
looking at our roster as it is right now, we need a running back. Love Jalen Warren. Need a running back. I think Kenneth Gainwell was a good pickup, but Kenneth Gainwell, he replaces Cordell Patterson. Metcalf, Pickens, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, if we can remember how to play football. I love our wide receiver core. I think we have a wide receiver core where now George Pickens does not need to be the guy, which means he probably will be the guy. And I think DK is as good a wide receiver as we've had since Antonio Brown, and it's not necessarily close.
I think we still need another piece there.
100%. That's why we draft.
Yeah.
Looking at the line, my issue with us is guard. We still have Saumalo on there. I would have loved for us to sign a little more depth. I like Ryan McCollum as a backup center, but I love our line, which is Broderick Jones at left tackle, who I do not believe is a good player, but I hope I'm proven wrong. Everyone says, he was a right. They are completely different positions, but that does not make me like him. Saumalo, God, I hope we draft someone to replace him. It's not like a shot at him, but the rest of the line is like 20 years old.
Right, and he's also a free agent next year too, so like it doesn't hurt. I mean, essentially, Mason McCormick was drafted to be James Daniels' replacement, but he had to play early. So like, there's yeah, but the other thing too is that this isn't the best guard class to be able to look at. It's
our entire line, except for him, Samuel, was drafted after the year 2000.
Yes, this is a very young line. That's why like it pisses me off when like national media are like, "Oh, the Steelers' offensive line were awful and underachieved last year." Yeah, no shit. It was made up of rookies and second-year guys.
Yeah, Frazier and McCormick I see as the best 1-2 punch we've had in a long time, and I'm so unbelievably excited for Troy Fautanu to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what are the odds that he was gonna separate his kneecap during practice? Like, come on. And when he did play, by the way, like their line performed drastically better rushing with him there. So I'm very excited to see like a full, stable offensive line to work with.
If we say we're a quarterback away on offense to win a Super Bowl, I would say we are a quarterback away from winning a playoff game, which is a Super Bowl to some people. Defensive side of the ball, I still don't quite get why we drafted. Although you know how much I loved him, DeMarvin Leal. When we knew he wasn't going to work in our system, he's a 4-3.
He did get hurt last year, so he didn't.
He did. I hope he steps up because we have Logan Lee starting, Keanu Benton, who I like, and Cam. We need some big, thick, meaty boys in this class.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I know you're on the, I know that we're on the Jackson Dart train now for the first.
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. Trent said we should have traded George and kept Mike Williams. That's a troll. I'm just going to categorize that as a troll and do that one and leave it there and call it a day.
Just for the world to see. I love it. I mean, listen, if we don't take a quarterback in the first round, like Derek Hardman or Kenneth Grant are my preferred options in the first round.
We just get a lot of comments that say, "Greg, take your fucking shirt off, dude. What are we doing?
Why?
Take your shirt. What?
Why do we get so many of those comments? I don't get it.
I added as a Facebook caption, if we get 45 comments, Greg will take his shirt off.
45? What the fuck?
Well, that was last week. It's not this week.
No, 2 weeks ago I put it in the thousands, dude.
Oh, okay, maybe it was that. Well, we're getting near to 45, Greg, so.
No, I didn't agree to this, fucker.
I don't know, man. I think you should think about it.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it to make up to make up for screaming the devil in your ear. I'll make up for it.
That was shout out DJ Spills. Love that dude. AJ said the Bengals have the division no matter what occurs. AJ, I say to you out loud, my friend, you are just as delusional as we are. Welcome to the train. And Trent, that has to be just a troll. It just has to be.
Wow. Saying the Bengals have the division on lock when they are oh my God. When they're in the process of they're possibly trading their best defensive player.
And their offensive player, because Joe Burrow.
And their offensive player, yeah. And potentially not being able to sign, like, everyone. Like, no. That's not up for discussion. They have to, and, like, even then, like, they're committing so much to their salary cap right now. Like, they essentially are going to be turning through roster guys too much as well. So I would possibly look at the Browns having potentially better hope than the Bengals in a couple of years.
Oh my God, you're stupid. I hate it so much. All right, so
know.
here's another conversation I want to have. I'll have the draft board, the draft order up. Well, actually, hold on. Let's take a break, and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is look at the draft board, and I'd love to just go into some of the free agent signings and decide what that changed about the draft. But we'll do a pivot,
Okay.
and we'll spend 15 minutes.
Okay.
I would love to find out in your brain
Okay.
which superhero comic book characters are stronger than others.
This is coming off of the heels of you watching season 3.
So I
finale of
watched the
Invincible.
season 3 finale of Invincible. I wait impatiently for the Rex spinoff, which you don't watch the show.
I don't have Prime, so I do not
Got it.
watch the show. No.
I'll give you a login. It's better than the books. I never read the books. Because for me, I have an issue gauging power when it comes to all these. Like, for example, I understand Batman with prep time beats everyone, but my brain doesn't understand how Superman and Batman fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I see it. I get it. I get it. Doesn't make sense. Like, is Goku stronger than Conquest?
Uh.
And it's a conversation. There's no right or wrong answer.
With or without Super Saiyan?
So that brings up an interesting point. Do Viltrumites have any other?
Do you want me-
Let's run with the show. At this point in time, they don't.
They don't.
Okay. Now, basically, guys, if you haven't watched Invincible on Amazon Prime, Greg read all the books. They are, I would say, I've said it out loud, the best cartoon made since Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And
Josh,
incredible comic book run.
I don't remember him saying Rick and Morty, but that was a good pull as well. But he
did,
did say
he did.
Attack on. No, I mean to me in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
He did in the chat. It is by far one of the best stories I've ever seen.
And
Good.
you're only like a third of the way through it, and there's a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
to come up to.
So we just talked about that. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, when we're talking about Dragon Ball Z and we're talking about all these other shows and stuff, I just don't know how to do the power scale of it.
Well, okay, so like, would you take power-ups out of the equation then?
I would.
Okay, so if you're going to take power-ups out of the equation, then I would say
Attack on Titan, Paul, is the show he brought up as like the one I was forgetting. I watched a couple episodes of the first season. Amazing. I just haven't gotten sucked in yet. Once I do, I'm very excited.
yeah. If you take power-ups out of the equation, Goku's an incredible fighter. I think him and Conquest are damn near close.
Okay.
Damn near close. Because here's the thing too. Like Conquest is not the most powerful Viltrumite. He's the I told you, he's essentially the right hand of Thrag. So like
Yeah, and he
Thrag
goes
is-
through that in this episode where, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. He basically talks. There's a moment where he goes, "I'm so lonely, I could cry, but no one would care." And I was like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Sid said, never forget Elsas said he could hold Jason Momoa on his shoulders during a chicken fight. In his defense, we were doing blind ranking, or blind
were.
drafting, and I said, people you would want on your shoulders in a chicken fight. And he picked Jason Momoa, and he said, I could hold him.
In fairness, Josh has some wide shoulders. I think he can handle it.
A wide base.
Wide base, yeah, that's all you need.
I like this take from Paul, and then I'll let you get back to it. I love Dragon Ball Z, but Attack on Titan is like cinema. Dragon Ball Z is early morning TV. I'd agree with that.
Early morning TV is, I think, a little disrespectful.
I don't think it's a knock.
I agree, it's not a knock, but I mean, comparing the two, though, that's fair. Attack on Titan definitely has like more depth to it.
I'd agree.
Definitely has more like emphasis on the story and stuff like that. Where Dragon Ball Z, like, you're there for the fight, and the fight lasts like so many episodes and stuff that's what makes it. But that's not a bad take. I don't mind that. But no, I would say Goku and Conquest are kind of very even in terms of power level. Because like I said, like Conquest is not the most powerful Viltrumite right now. That's Thrag. There in a couple, in like maybe like 2 seasons, you'll see who ends up actually being the most powerful Viltrumite for good reason.
Yeah.
But as of right now, where you're at, Thrag is the most powerful Viltrumite.
Sid says the Dragon Ball storyline has emotional moments. Emotional. I think Attack on Titan. So here's what I'll say. With Invincible, the difference between every show that's ever been put on planet Earth and Invincible is this is, I would say, without a doubt, the greatest cast in a show in the world's history.
Oh yeah, I've seen because they announced season 3 guest appearances like a day or 2 before the premiere dropped, and I looked at it and I was stunned.
It's crazy.
It's
It
incredible.
is. It's. I mean, let's hold on. Let me pull up.
Which, by the way, and I don't know if you were aware of this connection or not, but like I told you that. So Robert Kirkman's the executive
Yes.
producer of Invincible. He's also the guy who created
Yes.
Invincible. He's also the guy who created The Walking Dead.
Yep.
So that's why like there's a lot of Walking Dead alums that voice people on Invincible. Like it's why they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan to be
Yep.
Conquest. It's why Steve Yeun is
Well, and so let's
like-
name out this cast: Steve Yeun from Walking Dead, Mark Hamill, Gillian Jacobs, Pittsburgh's finest,
Yep.
Lauren Cohen, Seth Rogen. Then we get down to J.K. Simmons, Kevin Michael Richardson, which is funny. I do this thing, Greg, where I look at a character and I say, where do I know that actor from? He was. Oh, here, I'll ask you this: do you know who that guy is?
not without giving me a picture.
Okay.
No.
He is the guy, the security guard in How I Met Your Mother that gives them the texts to send Ted from the bar when Ted texts the girl too fast. And then him and Robin go out on a date. That is how good I am at this game that I said, I know that voice. I'm pretty sure it's that guy.
Wow, that's a pull.
Dude, it was
Holy
crazy.
Shit, that's a pull.
I loved it.
Oh my god. I mean, like I thought it'd be like a lot more like average or something like that. But god damn, that's a fucking pull on your part, right there.
And I mean, it's a voice, dude.
Yeah.
It's a voice. So then we go to Michael Kudiltz, who's Red Russia and Yosef. He's from, I believe, Sons of Anarchy or something like that. John Hamm, Walton Goggins, Sandra Oh, Mashallah Ali. We then scroll down. Zazie Beetz, Digimon Honsu, who is from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, from Never Back Down. He's amazing.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yes. Jason Mantzoukas, who is Rafi from The League.
Phenomenal.
Andrew Rannells is a guy named William Clockwell, who I don't know who that is, but he is the lead singer of the band.
That's Mark's best friend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
He is the lead singer. Why didn't I recognize? The full names throw me off. Wes says, "Where are the titties at, Greg?"
He has the whole thing about like not people calling him Billy or Bill and stuff, and it's like
No. When I see like the full name, Williams, I'm
okay.
like, whatever. He is the lead singer of the band in the last season that ruins all the friendships. In How I Met
Oh
Your
my
Mother.
god! Oh,
Yeah.
the evil like
Derek.
fire eyes. Holy shit! Yes, Derek. Oh,
Then
my God.
frat bro douche is voiced by Justin Roiland, which fits. Rick Sheridan.
That name sounds so familiar.
Oh my god. That's William's boyfriend.
Oh, the character Rick Sheridan. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
We're talking
no,
about,
you're
like,
good. He's voiced by Jonathan Groff, who is from Mindhunters and the representation of the King of England in Hamilton.
the
Yeah.
lead guy. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
he's awesome.
That's awesome. Okay.
And then Ben Schwartz is Russ Livingston. Oh, he's the alien that gets taken over by the alien race, or the astronaut that gets taken over by the alien race.
Oh.
That's
okay.
cool. I love Ben Schwartz. Anyways, all that to say, I think it is the most impressive cast I've ever seen anything do ever.
Yeah, like I saw the season 3 stuff that came out, and I was blown away because when I saw like when I saw the cast come out and stuff, and they had like mystery roles for 2 people, I thought one of them for sure was going to be Conquest, and I think it ended up being Britt, who like the one guy ended up playing.
Yeah,
But when I saw it was Jeffrey Dean Morgan voicing Conquest, I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
that is perfect.
Uh,
Perfect. Yeah.
Damn, I guess I'll save that for when we do draft talk. I found an old mock of mine.
Oh man. Okay.
It's not good, not good. Yeah, it's I think the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
The finale, yeah. So here's what I'll say, guys. If you don't want an Invincible spoiler, mute the show for 5 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is Eve the strongest character in the whole thing?
It is. Here's the funny thing, man. Like throughout the entire run, so one of the things that I believe happens in this one from the comics, like
She turns into Ultra Eve and then shoots a beam at him and his skin peels off.
yeah, so like essentially like she gets hurt so bad that her body essentially regenerates itself into a more powerful version of Eve.
Now, does that happen in the
Yes.
Eve special? Okay, when she said, I've done it once before, I was like, fuck, I gotta watch that.
Yes, it happens in the Eve special. Yes, it happens in the Eve special. It happens another time, a little further on in the comics. The thing, though, that a small spoiler that I will have for you is that when she regenerates, it takes her like some time to like get her powers back in order.
Oh, yeah.
So like when
That's cool.
So there's like a scene like in a later issue where like after like the Battle of Conquest and stuff like that comes on, she's trying to like just casually like like fold her clothes or something like with her powers, and then her powers like somehow like turn her clothes into like mush, essentially without her thinking. So it's like her body is literally taking time to regenerate it from the fact that it went through so much trauma. But
Which makes sense.
it is. I think she is simply for the fact that she can literally like turn matter on a dime into the molecular level and turn it into whatever.
Well, and I had always asked, why doesn't she turn people's matter into something? And now that makes sense. Because they haven't... Here is another question that maybe we're not supposed to know at this point, but maybe we found out in the special I need to look up.
If you're asking, go ahead.
She said they put in mental blocks.
So, yeah, in what you find out about Eve, and this is in a and this is also like in the comics and like the couple early issues and stuff like that. Eve's parents are not actually her parents. Like Eve was essentially.
Does she know that?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to
She-
watch
she
her
found,
fucking
She found
special.
out about
Goddamn.
that at a young age. Yes. So, in the comics, Eve was essentially like a test subject that was like created in a lab and essentially injected into a woman who gave birth to Eve. Now what happened is that at the same time that she was born, her parents were also giving birth to a child, and the child died.
Yeah.
And a hospital worker who took pity on on Eve because Eve was going to essentially be a test subject the rest of her life, gave her to her parents, and she lived a normal life and stuff. And it was essentially led to believe that Eve died after birth and stuff. So it was essentially like a failed test subject. But what happens in the special is one of the doctors who I don't know if it's the one that actually was like the head of it or the one who gave the order to pass her off as dead, like finds her and tries to tell her to stop using her powers at a young age. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because so here was I gotta watch it. When she said they put in mental blocks, I was like, all right, well, maybe they did it so that her mom could birth her, because at a young age, if you're able to control matter and you're about to be born, the idea would be that a baby unknowingly would destroy the mother. And so that's where I was like, maybe that's what it is. Nope, I was terribly wrong.
No. But yeah, that's essentially it. Like, she was born like with like the blocks so that like it would be easier for her to control and stuff. But the way her body is, it can bypass it during under like extreme stress and extreme anxiety and stuff like that. So that's why she only did it once when she was younger. Yeah.
Which makes sense. All right, let's get back into some draft talk. This is a mock draft, Greg. Let me look up the year, just to be safe.
Just out of curiosity, because I just to not veer off too far, but I was curious about after watching
yeah,
this,
you ask
after
questions.
watching this new season, is there any character that you have a different opinion on, whether good or bad?
I wish I could answer that question by watching the show the way it comes out because I binged it, but
Which is fine.
characters with different. I mean, I think Cecil's 100% correct in every situation ever. Like, I don't see a scenario in which, like, now I get Mark's stance on, like, you're employing, like, you should not be employing Sinclair. But Cecil's right because Mark turned and because Mark needed Sinclair and all that. And so it sucks. I have a difference of opinion on. Let's see. I mean, I hate Immortal and Duplicate.
Okay.
I hate them.
Okay.
Maybe I'm supposed to. Duplicate, we just never get any sustenance, and all you know is that she's annoying and made everyone think she died, and then her brother did a bunch of stuff. I'm getting a little tired of Angstrom Levy as a villain.
Okay.
I will be honest there because the war was crazy, and they obviously finished the episode with a montage of him getting his arm back, and then the technicians being like, "We will go do things together," and I was like, "All right, that's kind of cool." I like him working with someone else. I was getting a little tired of the whole like,
Right.
come back. I think the best character in the show is their mom, Mark's mom.
Really?
Sandra Wu.
Okay. Okay.
Because she was her apology to Mark about how excited and they kept asking about the powers and like look at the world we're in was so awesome. Combined with in the same episode, she grabs Ollie and goes, "Don't let him grab you. Be fast. Get out there," and then lets him go. She is such a strong character because in the previous episode, Ollie was basically like, "You guys made me care about humans. I'm not a human. I'm two things. I'm a bug. I'm a Viltrumite. And you guys are making me care about humans. And you won't let me go save them." And the mom was like, "Yep, get out there, tiger." So love that. I think, yeah, if I never saw Zazie Beetz' character again, I wouldn't think twice.
Okay.
I would like for them to whatever. That's fine. I am I do know some of what happens, kind of, so maybe that's why. A little worried about about Rudy. And here's the reason.
Okay.
I know eventually there's the thing about I don't know if he turns into a bad guy. I don't really know too much about it. But I know he turns into something that needs to be stopped.
Yeah, I won't give too much away,
Yeah.
but him and Monster Girl go through something
Okay.
that very much changes them for a good reason though.
That's great context.
It
'Cause
changes them.
At the funeral, him giving the eulogy as Robot and her saying, "You could have just gone up there," and him being like, "Nope, couldn't." The little creature in the vat had no issue with that. The little creature in the vat never thought once about dying. The little creature you know what I mean? Like, this thing is now a mad scientist who fears death. And as obsessive as he was about fixing Monster Girl's issue, I feel as if now Rex, which shout out to us for not spoiling for Josh, now Rex, I feel as if he is going to fight to stop death or something. Like, that's where my head's at. Is this dude is like scared of dying and now feeling emotion for what I would say is probably the first time. Now, the first time the little creature probably felt emotion was probably at birth. And then the little creature couldn't feel emotion forever. And then it felt emotion when Rudy said, "I wish it was you." That got into the body, even though it makes no fucking sense. You're a clone.
Right. No, that's pretty on point. Scared to death. That's an interesting take on that. I can see that. I think there's in the future issues, like there's a moment that essentially like there's moments where he finds himself forced into a situation and it changes his perception
Mhm.
that essentially he still believes he's doing the right thing.
Yep. Yes. He will
Essentially,
always
yeah.
think he's doing the right thing. I very much feel
Yes.
that.
Yes, 100%. You can see it coming based on his personality, even as a robot, kind of like how he thinks and how he interacts and stuff like that. So like, there's something coming. The thing that is interesting is like it plays alongside of what's also going on with the Viltrumite part as well, which I think, and I was trying to like rack my brain around like where you would be at like in terms of the comic, because when you told me that you were disappointed that Alan and
Nolan
and Nolan
didn't show up.
Didn't show
We
up.
saw Battle Beast. He's just in a ball in
Yeah.
freaking space, dude.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, we saw Battle Beast. We saw the aliens in the subway. We saw the technician and wow, I just said his name. Angstrom.
Angstrom.
Thank you. We saw oh, and then we got the cutscene with the devil.
Yeah, so like just put this in all perspective. Those are all villains. Those are all like impending threats and stuff.
Oh, 100%. And they do. I love that they do that at the end of the season, where they go through like, where are all the villains at? Very much.
Yeah, those are all impending.
But I
threats.
was really hoping that it was going to turn out that we were just going to see Alan and Nolan, or at the end, Alan and Nolan were going to just. I don't know. That to me felt like the next progression in this, because Viltrum is attacking Earth. This was an attack.
Yes.
Maybe they're out with the Coalition of Planets, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah. So I don't want to give too much away.
No, yeah, I know. I'm putting you in a bad position, so I
I'm trying to be
appreciate it.
careful. I'm trying to be careful. So like, so yes, they are currently with the Coalition.
Cool.
What I was struggling with, I was trying to figure out like where you were, because I thought when you told me that they don't show up, I'm like, that kind of is weird, because that is the next big thing. So I was like, oh, I thought that'd be a perfect way to lead into season 4 and stuff like that. But now I'm like, oh, if they have all these other like villains upcoming, I'm like, okay, that probably makes sense that they're gonna like build it up before they do.
Yeah.
And then what I also forgot too is like how young Oliver is in this moment in the show. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
he needs to be like a little bit older before the actual next thing occurs. So like I think that's probably like where you're at and stuff. So,
Yeah, which is fair.
I think season 4 is going to be like them kind of taking care of some stuff on Earth until you get to the next phase, which is like the more intergalactic.
Yeah,
stuff.
and dude, my guess is, so we're in season 3, which is through the first compendium and into the second.
Yes.
This could be a 10-season show.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
And I really hope it is. I hope that nothing happens. I hope they go there's the source material. You have it. And they've proven that they want to do it pretty much shot for shot outside of a few things.
Yeah, no. From what I've heard, both from you and from Rap, who have like said the same thing. Like from what you've told me, like they've done in the story, there's definitely been some like small stuff that they've cut out that's not like big picture stuff, but like they've kept the source material like very accurate with like some small creative changes, which isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, but everything that they've done so far has literally been in direct order of the comic.
Well, and like the scripts are written from the text.
Yeah.
That's how they get the scripts,
Right.
which is sick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, and I pulled up their characters just to see if there's anyone else I'm thinking differently. I'm excited to see Britt more. I started listening to a podcast, an Invincible podcast, and they were talking about how like Wolfman and all this stuff, and how Spawn is supposed to be and blah 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 and stuff, which is cool.
Funny enough, I just read the entire Astounding Wolfman run, and it's also really good too.
I'm excited. Good.
But Wolfman was really short though. It was only like 25 issues, so like it's not anything big. But it's a good story too.
Is it in this universe?
Yeah, he's in.
Okay.
He's in the Image Comics universe. Yeah, Wolfman's a cool story. I had someone send me a screenshot of like him like during the Variant War, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was
that they're
cool.
using him.
They
So,
went
yeah.
long snout, is what I heard.
Yes, yeah, I think they. I don't know if they can technically use the name or not, but like, yeah, it's the Astounding Wolfman. It's a solid read actually.
Um, Other things as I look at a character list, I'm excited to see more of Tech Jacket because Tech Jacket killed 2 Viltrumites.
That's another like Image comic like own entity guy like Wolfman and stuff. That's like it's cool that they're using that character. And funny enough, Rap texted me and said he's watching Invincible right now, so I'm sure I'll get live reactions from him. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. I watched it and then realized I couldn't talk to any of my friends other than you about it because you read it. Like, all my friends at work that watch it, they're like, I'm watching it after. And I was like, fuck. So we'll see. But no, I guess my question, I'm just looking down like a character list at this point.
Yeah. Have you? By the way, real quick, like, have they introduced Thrag in the show?
I think, but I would remember if they did. Is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't think.
He looks like Nolan, but his like haircut
Then
is
no.
kind of like it's like more of a bowl cut kind of like he's the actual like leader of the Viltrumites.
See, I thought it was that Monocle brother, but no, they have not shown Thrag yet.
No, Monocle guy's just like a general, I believe.
Where's Nolan in terms of the power rankings?
Ooh,
I'm gonna see if I can find. I just googled Viltrumite power. Okay, here we go. Comic book references: the strongest characters in Invincible ranked.
Okay. I like this.
This is. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So number 9. This doesn't feel the strongest characters in. Yeah, ranking the Viltrumites. All right, so then we get into a fucking weird conversation because I'm like, where's Battle Beast?
Right.
Where's Dinosaur or whatever the fuck? Number 9. Oliver.
Wait, have they introduced Dinosaur?
No, I just keep seeing TikToks.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dinosaurus is gonna be a wild
excited.
fucking trip because that's like because you know how you talk about like you have been on the side where you said like Cecil's always right,
Yeah.
like in your opinion. So like one of the things that like in the early comics, and I know they've already touched on this in the show, is like how Mark has a very black and white perception of good and evil and stuff and what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And how Cecil's the one that like has to like work in the gray and stuff. Dinosaurus is going to be the entity that forces Mark to think in the gray.
Oh, I love that. Well, and Mark did look up at the end of this episode and go, if anyone touches my family, I'll kill them.
Right, so he's already on like that path. But what's cool about Dinosaurus is Dinosaurus does a thing that is reprehensible, but they are able to take that tragedy and turn it into something great. That therefore it like forces Mark to think differently about how he handles villains and stuff. And
That's cool.
Dinosaurus is the catalyst for it. And it's so good. It's so good because Dinosaurus is honestly like a genius, like in that form. His human host is lame, but like the actual Dinosaurus person is awesome. It's a really cool run, and it actually leads into during like the 100th issue of Invincible was kind of like the calling point between him and Dinosaurus. Actually, it's really really good.
I also don't want to be that guy, but Dre has still yet to fill out the power ranking or the draft ranking.
I mean, in fairness, I only did the positions. I haven't done the full power or the mock yet.
I mean, that's fine. I've done full power. Austin also only did 5 running backs. Anyways, number 9, Oliver Grayson.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Considerable potential, never bears fruit, is what they wrote. I think he's shown that. And obviously it comes down to Mark's blocks, because he has blocks himself. Obviously, my one issue with season 3. He keeps getting his shit rocked. We start season 3. Yeah, and we start season 3. He's 135% stronger. He's 99% faster. Shit rocked. Shit rocked. Shit rocked. Shit rocked. Shit rocked. Over and over and over. How much fucking stronger is he?
Fair. But
Get his
imagine-
shit
but ima-
kicked in.
But imagine if he was before the 135% stronger. Like
I
he
guess.
probably would have died from.
Well, and I had said to you, I thought that the conquest thought it happened fast.
What?
I know the death of Conquest, meaning like, and I don't mean the whole episode. I mean from his vulnerability point, which like at the beginning he's like, "This is fun. This is super fun." To me, Christian Ricketts says, "Greg, shirt off."
No. Gotta continue.
For me, once they got to the beach is where they ended up doing it or whatever.
Right.
And granted, like the thing that really brought him down was Eve's shot.
Yes.
Eve's shot peeled his skin, and then he was vulnerable. It's very similar to when fucking Chewbacca hits. Who's the fucking Star Wars villain?
What? Admiral Stoke?
No, played by he's the whiny emo boy.
Oh, Adam Driver?
Adam Driver's character, yeah.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Thank you. When Chewbacca hits Kylo Ren, they then said, "Oh, two people who have never used a lightsaber can beat him in combat." And you're like, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Conquest got shot, and then Mark, with two broken wrists, was able to headbutt him to death, which is not death, but death.
Right.
It felt... I would have liked to see something else happen that helps. Like, if there was another knock on him. But it really was like, all right, Conquest is still winning. Eve shot him, which is why I'm like, okay, Eve has to be the most powerful thing on
Right.
Earth.
Eve gave Mark the opening necessary to essentially give the final blow. That was
Well, and that's funny because when he kept saying, Oliver, get out of here, he said, you're an idiot. Like, his attack could have made you think differently or do this. So I'm like, okay, well, that's clearly how this is going to go. So, anyways,
yeah.
invincible.
That is invincible. Yeah.
Anyways, number 8 on this list. Any guesses? This is just Viltrumites.
Just Viltrumites? Okay.
This is weird. This is a weird list because it says the strongest characters ranking the Viltrumites.
Okay. I will guess number 8 is probably Anissa.
Number 8 is Thula, Lucan, and Vidor are defeated by Omni-Man and Invincible. So I'm guessing they're saying the whole situation of them.
Okay.
Which, like, in the defense, those guys just... Personally, I think Oliver could have taken them.
That's
Maybe not in the like powerful wise. That's what I was gonna say. He's a problem. He's scary.
Who?
Oliver.
Oh, yeah.
He got kid strength.
He's got kid strength, and he doesn't have the emotional attachment
Yes.
to humanity. So, like, therefore, like, he's a problem. There is a moment in the run that, like, Oliver finally, like, has, like, the moment where he
I'm sure.
cares about humanity, but you're a ways away from that. You're in for a bit where, like, you're gonna have Oliver being, like, emotionally detached from humanity for a while.
Detached.
Detached.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was attached when he was skateboarding. Is how I always saw it.
Sure. Yeah. And
Like I was like, oh, he now can learn humans are fun. Yay.
Yeah. And I think I'm curious. Did they show any interaction with him and his, like, tutor by chance or no?
No.
No. Okay. That's a thing in the comics where, like, the woman
What's up,
that,
Kathleen?
Like, the woman that helps teach him and stuff and all that, like, he grows.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He grows an emotional attachment to her because, like, she helped him, like, learn and
That's
helped him,
cool.
like, get older.
No, he ain't
But,
met
like,
her yet. He's still in
but
like
aside-
preschool.
But aside from humans, like, that's really it. Like, he has an attachment to his stepmom, Mark, and her. But aside from that, no.
Matt, I'm sorry, it's not 2 Derek's, 1 bench. It is a Greg and a Derek and a bench and a Greg and a Derek.
Yep.
Come on, man. I have 2 friends from back home, and they shocker for two friends from back home. But Matt Miller, they always say like 2 Derricks, 1 bench, 2 beers, 3 Derricks, 1 Derrick, 2 benches, and that is still clicking.
I can legally change my name if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, change
Might
it
be
to
a problem.
bench.
Change it to bench.
Yeah. All right, number 7. I think. Okay, this is gonna be super interesting because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 down are all names that I would have named. I forgot about 7. Is how I'll word it. So, do you want to guess on 7 in terms of Viltrumites we've met up to this point? Miss you, Matt.
Have you met the coalition?
I don't believe so. These are very obvious ones. This guy in himself. Oh, this is the yes. Do it. Do the thing.
The head of the coalition.
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at this picture and I was like, no, Greg, we met him once and it was with Alan. And then I was like, oh yeah. Yeah.
He's a Viltrumite. Yeah.
And they say, well, not when he takes his whole beard off and it's just the mustache. You're a Viltrumite?
That's a. That was such a dumb thing in the comic too, but it's true. Like,
It made me laugh so hard, dude.
Yeah, he hides it. He hides it so well. It's very funny that like that is a legitimate thing that like the Viltrumites have a mustache, and then like in a very later issue, there's a comment that gets talked about how like why do you not grow out the ceremonial mustache like your forefathers and stuff, and it's just because
That's
we're
so
different.
funny.
Because we're different. It's hilarious that's a thing, but yeah,
I'm excited to learn more about the coalition.
Again, there's something in probably a couple seasons that you're gonna look at him as way more powerful, but he's way more powerful because of help.
So they write in here, just so you know, Thaddeus' strength hasn't diminished with his advanced stage.
Yeah, head of the coalition, like he clearly like holds, and he's also. I don't know if they talk about. I don't think they talk about his backstory yet. They just talk about he's a Viltrumite. That's it.
Yeah, no. Reading here, some of this is probably book logic. Which my goal, so you know, is regardless if it's yours or another version, to get my hands on all the books and finish it before the next season.
Yeah, and
like I would love to.
You're gonna have time because I imagine based on like how they've spread it out and stuff, like the next season's not gonna be out till what next year. No.
So I think they're doing a season a year, which is why I tried to explain to Josh that the animation style is not bad. Right. He just doesn't like it. It is made that way so they can crank out because the voice acting and the story are what you sign up for. Right. I have no issue with the animation at all. Mm-hmm. There were definitely some parts where I was like, it reminded me of like when I just saw Captain America. And I was like, oh, you can tell there were some cuts here. You can tell there were some reshoots. That's all. Like, I don't have an issue with it, but I look and I go, oh, Mark flying through space like this. Mm-hmm. They just grabbed a Photoshop and screen recorded and moved him up and down.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, I don't need to see it.
And if you've ever seen any of the promotional material for like the new seasons and stuff, they joke about the animation and how long it takes and how they cut corners by like doing the same scene over and over with just the voice and stuff. So yeah, it's very true. Like they, and that's why I can't wait for you to see the comic because the artwork is like far.
Yeah, well, and so Angstrom Levy is one of the big names I know people were like upset about with how he looked. Imagine worrying about an open brain, all the veins and circuits and shit through an animated TV show.
Yeah, that would.
The audacity to the craft some people have. Some people have no fucking clue what it takes to make stuff.
I imagine. And
hence She-Hulk.
Yeah, for sure. In fairness, like there's gonna be people that are gonna pick and prod that stuff because of the comic and being accurate, but that's whatever.
Well, they suck. All right, I believe you should rank the top 6 Viltrumites in the show, combined with the guy in your head, and I think you'll get this top 6. Number 6.
You said guy, so it's not Anissa, I'm guessing?
The number 1 is a guy. This would be...
Number 1's a guy? Okay. Okay. In the show... I'm being what number one, I think it's
No, number 6. Start at 6. You had it.
what it's okay. It's I said Anissa at 6.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Dun, 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 yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Anissa at
Anissa's now. And hold on. We're getting to the ranking. I'm just thinking. Think about it in your head. Anissa is 6.
Yeah,
I
6.
loved her because here's the other side of it. She came. She threatened everything Mark loved. She beat the piss out of Mark, and she did, to Conquest's point, be like, "Hey, dude, you're stupid. We have the cure for cancer. We got the cure for everything you got here. You're one of us. We will accept you. Beat the piss out of someone you're in."
Yeah.
I loved her character.
Yeah, that's why that's what's so great about this show is that I brought it up. Like every character at some point is going to like work in the gray where you're gonna go from like what the fuck, and then you're also gonna be like, oh, I understand their reasoning.
Yep.
So it's like that's what makes it so fleshed out and so good. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so in terms of that, so the comics, so that would be she'd be 6.
That is number 6. Number 5.
5, I'm assuming, is Conquest.
No.
Ooh, okay.
So it's not the other 3. So there's one you're missing. Who I have mentioned.
Who you have mentioned, okay. Okay, so Conquest. Mark.
Also, I got a new tooth today.
You got a new tooth?
Well, I had a cat. So I remember since November my cap fell off.
Oh fuck yeah, that was a while ago.
And so I've had a gap here.
How's it feel having a new tooth?
It feels like a tooth, but because I keep running my. Well, it's a completely dead tooth, and so there. When I tell you guys, I mean, it was nothing. It was like a skateboard ramp. It feels weird to be able to just close my mouth now. Anyways, keep going.
Well, I think I told you about like I used to have like an extra tooth in my mouth because I broke it like eating a piece of sausage. So like one time when I got under to get my wisdom teeth out, they took it out like, without me knowing, and I woke up like confused why.
You're like, where the fuck's my tooth?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so all right, Alan, Thrag, Conquest, Mark. Who am I forgetting? Anissa and
Greg.
What? Oh, monocle guy, General
Thrag.
General Thrag. Thank you.
Yeah, Thrag is there at 5, which I would switch him and Anissa, despite the fact that we watched Thrag fight Nolan. I thought Anissa was holding back the nth degree.
Yes. That's something that you're going to kind of learn about the Viltrumites is that they are kind of is that they do enjoy toying with their enemies a lot. and I don't believe it's Oh, wait, Craig. Craig is the monocle guy. Thrag
Yes,
is
that.
Thrag is
Oh.
the big guy.
No, Craig. Yeah,
Craig, yeah. I got
Craig
mixed
and Greg.
up 'cause- Yeah. Too many Gregs. Yeah.
Number now. Here's where it gets interesting. So we know the last 4: Thrag, Conquest, Omni-Man, Mark.
Yeah.
So give me your power ranking of them, and then I'll tell you this. This is a comic book CBR.
Yeah, comic book resource. Yeah.
Comic book, thank you.
Okay, so I would say. Oh, see, this is hard because I know what happens to all of them. But like, if I would.
But it's not about what happens.
Yeah. It's who is
It's
the most
about
powerful.
Yes, and because I mean, there's a million things about Mark that I'm like, he could be one. He could have been behind Oliver on this fucking list.
Right. I will say. I say Nolan is 1. I say Thrag is 2. I say Mark is 3, and Conquest is 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has Thrag is 1.
Ugh. Okay.
Mark is 2.
Ooh. Okay.
Conquest is 3.
And
Omni-Man is 4.
Wow. I don't agree with that at all.
So
I don't agree with that at all.
Thrag is 1 for sure, Matt says. Matt, do you know this, or are you fucking with me?
Yeah. Because hear me out.
Because I genuinely, Matt, would know this show and would actually have read the books.
I can understand Thrag being one, especially because in the last issues, what he essentially builds is damn near like crazy. And there's a intense multi-issue.
Hell yeah, Matt said he just finished the season today. Hell yeah, Matt.
Nice. There's a
Fuck, so hard,
multi-issue battle that he has with a character that you love, that is bloody and gruesome.
Wait, Thrag has a multi-issue battle with a character I love that is bloody and gruesome?
Yes. And it ends
I when I googled the picture of Thrag,
sorry.
it's okay. I know it's a 3-day battle, right?
It's a yes.
That's how he would have wanted to go, baby.
It's a 3-day battle, and he ends up, like.
So Matt, one thing I'll say is I only know the show. So if you know the books, Greg has done a decent job of not like full on spoiling. If I see a spoiler, it's not gonna break my heart because I want to read the books. I'm trying to read the books before next season. Matt says though Mark cannot be 2 because he had help. I kind of agree with that.
That's fair, but again, in the later issues, in the later runs, like he does come into his own. He really does come into his own. There are a couple moments where yes, like he does need help, and there are times where yes, there are times.
Matt, before you got here, I was talking about how he this season got bodied. And then bodied, and then bodied, and then bodied, and then really angry, and then bodied. Mm-hmm. You guys shit tossed this season.
The funny thing about it too is that his anger and his like temper has what always has been like his weakness, because it either makes him think irrationally.
100%, yes.
It makes him think irrationally, but it also holds him. But like him not getting angry and like holding it back also like gets him in trouble.
Well, like when someone's in danger, when he believes Eve died, so he tries his best. When his mom's in trouble, he tries. Like, and that's human, right? That's the human side of him.
Right.
You'll try harder when you need to, but at the end of the day, I'm hoping after he sits there in his little hospital chair and says, "I will kill," he stopped, because the whole show's about him holding back.
Right.
So everyone's like, he's the strongest because he's holding back. Part of being strong is not holding back. Mm-hmm. I would have had Conquest at 4.
Yeah, because like from what you introduced, from what I told you, like Conquest is a bad motherfucker, but like I can't put him above Thrag.
Well, so here's the thing. Somebody who does not fear death has an inability to reach the point of being scared of death and fighting for your life. Conquest, this is fun. This is, I'm punching.
Yes.
If Mark is scared, Eve will die. And to Conquest's point, the more, Rico, what's up, brother? The more angry you get doesn't make you stronger.
Right.
Sure, but it does make you forget your morals. It does take you to a dark place. It does allow you to stop holding back. Being angry doesn't make you stronger, but it makes you want to beat someone's fucking face in. And if you find this fun and you're not scared, it's the same thing I was saying about Robot. If you're not scared of death, you will not fight for your life.
Right. But here's the scary thing too. Even with all of Mark's anger, he still can't beat a Viltrumite who doesn't use anger to win.
100%.
Viltrumites are just pure punishing strength. If a Viltrumite gets angry, then you're screwed.
Matt wrote in, Conquest is the second strongest. He fears Thrag. I think in a straight up fight, Omni-Man beats Conquest, but I don't know anything more than what I know.
No, I said like the reason I can't put Conquest above Thrag is because like I said, like he.
Well, no, you can't put Conquest above Thrag. Yeah,
Conquest is the right hand to Thrag.
Yeah,
and actually, like if you think about it, like I imagine Conquest Conquest is probably scared by the fact that he failed Thrag. So like that is something.
Well, okay,
to
so then
be
let's
holding
get
out.
to. So if anybody hasn't seen this episode, shouldn't be watching at this point. So the end of the episode, Mark goes, "I want to see the body," and he body bag, split face. He goes, "Burn the body." I will say this out loud. I would have bet my left testicle it was going to be a Sinclair robot. Because they showed all the invincible marks as Sinclair robots. And the fact that it's basically just to find out stuff. Hey, thank you, Rico. Appreciate you, brother. We've been, Rico, so Rico is on Matt Christopher, who we love.
Okay.
Derek, are you wearing my shirt? Catherine, if you don't wear a shirt, it's fucking here, buddy. If you don't wear a shirt that I buy you for 8 months, it's my shirt.
That is, I feel like that's a fair
I wore it to
rule.
work today.
That's a very fair rule.
Saw it sitting there, wore it to work today. Love you more than life. Rico, we've been doing Thoughts on the Bench now for about 7 years or so. Started it back, and I'd say 6, 7, 22. Who knows? We started back in Pittsburgh, Greg and I. This is the only show that remains at our peak. We had 5 weekly talk shows, 2 weekend
Yikes.
shows, trivia show, which was probably my favorite thing. This one now, we made our push. Greg and I are old men.
We are.
We do it to catch up and talk and entertain my parents and my loved ones, and it is a very big highlight of our week. So
Yes.
we'll always keep doing. We'll push when the time's right, but we just enjoy it.
We just do it for fun now. That's just how we're at now. We're old geezers, and we just sip our tea and enjoy life.
Yeah, you're
That's
old as
pretty much
shit.
it. I am 33.
Okay, so then here comes the question. In this list, how many other characters, because I can only think of 3, that are not Viltrumites would have made this list? And my 3 are clearly Battle Beast, Adam Eve, Alan the Alien.
Yep, that's all. That's perfect on your part.
Okay, thank
Absolutely
you.
perfect.
I tried.
Because even like Alan gets the shit kicked out of him from Viltrumites as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Alan can also regenerate himself as well. It just takes some time with that. Battle Beast is literally a dude that is just like cursed with bloodlust and will always keep fighting no matter what. And then Adam Eve is just essentially just a construct of just magic, science, just everything you can think of rolled into one, and can manipulate anything she wants. And she is also someone that hasn't developed her true power yet to see what she can do. So that's going to be something that's kind of wild to see when that eventually comes through.
Yeah. I didn't really consider anyone else for it because Immortal gets his shit rocked.
You've caught on that he's Abraham Lincoln, right?
That's very funny.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so bad I spoiled it. Yeah, he's Abraham Lincoln. Yeah.
How would I have got that aside from his beard?
Well, like he's lived for a long time, and like
Sure.
I thought he would have made reference to
He might have.
I thought he would have made reference.
So I'm
to it.
rewatching it now. Appreciate you, Rico. He said, I'll continue to support our old farts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rico. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Rico, so you know, too, Matt Christopher, day one, was one of our large. He was, can't watch as much anymore because he works Thursday nights. He was there. Oh, my God.
What?
I believe that we, oh, wait, hold on. I'm clicking a button.
Oh God.
No, it's not that bad, Greg. It's not that bad.
Okay.
I wish I had a button for it, because if we were on Twitch, a button would go up. But we've had a Natty signing.
Oh my God.
Hey, ChatGPT, what the heck is Battle Beast?
Wow.
Natty.
Shit, man.
What's up, brother?
Where have you been?
Natty, just living the dream. He popped by 2 weeks ago, I guess it was a little bit, but Battle Beast
Really?
is, dude, Natty. So if you have Amazon, just Amazon Prime Video, it's called Invincible. Battle Beast
Go ahead.
is a man lion. Just man lion in those order. Who just beats the ever living piss out of everybody and loves it. And his quote was like, I am so excited to fight you. And if today is the day that I die, I am also excited for that. And then just beats the piss out of the strongest dudes in the room. It is so sick.
He is essentially cursed to find his equal that can best him and fight.
I know that Thrag ends up being because of Thrag wearing. So my
Yes.
question to you is there at any point in the fight, right before he dies or whatever, that Battle Beast goes, I am happy? Or, like, I want him to be happy that Thrag is wearing him because Thrag is the guy.
Yes. I don't remember if there's a line where he says that. I need
Okay.
to look back.
Because I know he is happy. I know.
Yes.
In my heart
no,
heart.
No, like he is like the entire fight is incredible. Like there's a in one of the issues because again it takes place during like multiple issues. There's a point in the issue where like Alan is having someone monitor the fight because it's taking place on another world, and Alan is just sitting at a desk on a computer. He's just like, they're still going at it?
Oh my gosh.
It's been 2 days. So, yeah, so like just put that in your mind that it's like that's essentially where it's gotten to. That like essentially what happens is that like Battle Beast is like part of the coalition. He's like monitoring Thrag and stuff and like what's going on with him because of I'm not going to get into it because something happens with him that he is on another planet. And Battle Beast decides to take the opportunity to try and best him.
Of course.
And the fight lasts literally 3 days, maybe even more if you are going to go that route. And eventually, you saw the picture. You know what happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, it's a badass picture of.
It is.
Like if you can like have that on your that you wear.
Yeah.
Like, that's
it's cool.
Fucking scary. Yeah.
All right, real quick, I am going to. You got Rico, you got Matt, you got Natty. I'm running to the restroom, and then we're gonna come back and do a mock draft. Battle Beast, the next Steelers quarterback. Love you guys. Glad you are still going. Greg, can you fill Natty in on everything he missed this episode? I'll be right back.
Natty, what up, brother? Not too much to delve into, man. We touched on some Steelers stuff because the scuttlebutt going on is Aaron Rodgers is going to be our new quarterback potentially. Deke has a source that we will not name names. I know who the source is just based off of some clues that he gave, but essentially, Deke's source has confirmed that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers. We don't know if it's a 1 year or 2 year contract. I think it makes sense to be a 2 year contract, but that's just my opinion, and that's what we're looking at. We also delved into him being on the Jackson Dart hype train. Jackson Dart is a quarterback in this upcoming draft class from Ole Miss. We like him, but there's nothing about him that like wows you. He's an okay guy, but based off of need and based off of how the talent's looking, we think that he's eventually going to be the Steelers' first pick just because of how it is. And we talked on how essentially Deke is on the Jackson Dart hype train because he has to be, not because he wants to or gets to. And then, of course, the conversation gets brought up about Invincible. I read the entire series. It's 3 compendiums, about 140, maybe more actually, 140-something issues that I read. I've been adamant about this. I've said it to him. I've said it to Josh. I've said it to like a bunch of other people I know that have watched the show. The artwork in this comic is incredible. It is realistic. It is bloody as can be in the best way. I mean that. And the story that you get from the cartoon is taken directly from the comic. There's a couple outliers. There's a couple things they changed for creative things, but for the most part, the story is exactly the same, and it is incredible. It is the tragic hero story that we know that began with Hamlet, that was perfected with Spider-Man, and is continuing on with Invincible. It's a phenomenal story. If you don't want to read the comics, That's fine. I highly recommend you at least watch the cartoon. I haven't watched the cartoon because I don't have Prime, but I read the comics. I know everything that's happened. I know everything that's going to happen. So seeing people that I know read or like watch the cartoon and kind of like get their reactions on it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is what's happening.
Oh.
So to go with that.
There you go, Natty. I like to cut them off before it starts.
You swap out hoodies on that. Okay.
I wasn't wearing Cat's shirt.
Don't tell me that's her hoodie.
Rico says, thank God he didn't go to my ass chap of a Team Giants.
Ooh, you're a Giants fan? Ooh, God bless you, man.
He'd been true it. You've been
true it, man.
Here's what we're going to say, Greg. We're going to hit this mock, and then you and I are going to do a... we have a 2-round prepped, but we need to bang. Let's see what happens. This is a 2019 mock that I cranked out.
Oh my God, this is the. Oh God, this was before the pandemic. So was
the Devin Bush?
Oh, this was the Devin Bush one. Oh, this is the one that you didn't watch with me because you were in Seattle.
Round 1, pick 1, 20th pick, Devin Bush, which we wouldn't have traded away. So we would have just got him there. And at 20, he's still a bust. It's not as bad.
True.
Round 2, pick 20. Phew. Number 1 wide receiver in the class, N'Keal Harry.
Oh my God. He ended up being like what, top pick in the second round or something?
Oh, he was first round.
Oh, was he? Oh yeah, the Patriots took him. You're right. Okay.
These next two I like. Round 3, pick 2, Juan Thornhill.
Oh, that would have been.
We loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And round 3, pick 19, David Montgomery.
That would have been a great pickup too.
Rest of these don't matter. Chris Boyd, Andy Isabella, Dalen Mack, Shaq Colhoun, Jordan Brown, Tommy Sweeney, who I love for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Andy Isabella, you were high on too. I remember, like very.
Yeah, he did well.
He did.
He did well enough for the Cardinals. I don't know. He wasn't anything to write home about.
Yeah. Just hindsight being 2020, it does suck that we traded up 10 picks for a linebacker. That's how desperate we were.
Well, and it didn't work.
Did not work.
I don't mind trading 10 picks for a linebacker. I mind trading it don't work.
No, absolutely not. I don't blame Denver. Although, but I do blame Denver for not capitalizing on those picks either.
Are you the real Howard Stern? We got a comment from the real Howard Stern. How do I know you're a real Howard Stern? All right, let's do this mock. Good evening,
right.
Howard Stern.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attendance.
Well, no, I was just saying good evening to Howard Stern. All right, Greg, tonight we're doing PFN because NFL.com is messed up.
Yes.
I love it, but that third mock was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I think PFN has a more updated ranking. I
liked NFL.com's rankings. My issue with them was just that issue of double book. Here's what I'll say. Good.
And Mock Draft Database had they took like every ranking from around like all the different sites and basically like compiled it into one. So I like that. This is PFN's own thing, but still it's better than nothing.
It's great. All right, you want 1 or 2?
I'll take 2.
All right. Number 1 overall, no question, Cam Ward. Okay. And here's what I'll say. We get through it. I am. Hoo-hoo, tell him, Fred.
What?
You never seen the Howard Stern show?
It's been a long time since I watched the Howard Stern show.
I say that when I never saw stuff.
Oh.
Just so you know.
All right,
that is, I don't know who you are. That is a very funny bit that I really do enjoy and appreciate. All right, Greg, here's what I'll say. To get through 2 rounds, we need to make our own individual picks. Not really talk about it, but talk about how free agency influenced it. So, the Tennessee Titans buffed up their entire O-line, meaning to me they are taking a quarterback.
All right. Cleveland Browns, even though they re-signed Myles Garrett, I still think they need to take Abdul Carter here.
Rico said Shedeur to the Giants, baby. Sad and proud fan. Rico, if you want him, I'm taking him. I personally believe that they will go Cam Ward here if he slides. I don't know if they'll go Shedeur. I think they would love Travis Hunter. But, I could keep you happy, Rico. Let's do it.
All right. New England Patriots get the best offensive lineman in this class with Will Campbell to protect their quarterback, Drake May.
I will bring up one thing. Unfortunately, Mason Graham is completely out of the pick there for me. I had him as a potential for the Patriots with their Milton signing. I have him.
That's
gone.
fair.
Up for the Jags. This one's really freaking tough, but I would have loved Mason Graham here. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, new head coach Duval. I'm going Travis Hunter. He's unbelievable.
Number 6, Deke, you harped on this previously, and based on how the board is
Got
falling,
more
this is
today.
easy. Yeah, give him Ash and Genty.
Got more smoke today.
You got more smoke.
It's there, man. Next up, I like the Jet situation. I understand Membu's been getting a ton of push there. For me, with Justin Fields, you have a decent enough line for it. Give me the blue chip Mason Graham.
For the Carolina Panthers, they are in a good situation because I think offensive line has started to creep up for them, and I think Armand Membu has really skyrocketed up the board with them, and they have not touched on it in free agency yet. So give me Membu.
Saints are up. They need a ton of shit. Everything at this point. The Saints did nothing, really. They lost Paulson Adebo. I do have questions about Will Johnson after not running at the Combine or his thing. I don't think he's going to have the speed to keep him in a certain range, which is upsetting. I got a lot of questions there. So this is the place I'm going to take my boy Tet.
Chicago Bears have done a great job beefing up their offensive line already, so I'm not going to address that here. So I will add to that defense for them, and I will take Mikael Williams simply for the fact that he is a athletic freak on the edge, just needs more reps to get worked up in a 4-3 scheme.
I listened to First Draft podcast with Field Yates and them. I listened to the NFL Stock Exchange from PFN. They had a draft, and like the two of them just going back and forth, where Michael Williams fell to the second. And their verbiage was, Michael Williams will not fall to the second, but he did here, and none of us disagree with any of the other picks. I'm with you. Michael Williams is a top 10 pick. He's a freak. Right. But I was like, ooh, that's interesting. This one for me, Greg, 49ers, I think they were about to sign Bosa. So if Michael Williams is here, they'll probably go that. But give me Will Johnson. Sprint the card up. They need cornerback help.
Dallas Cowboys need to address the run game in the worst way, and this one is going to be easy. Add Tyler Booker to that offense.
Oh, my God. I thought you were going to Marion.
No.
Well, you said address the run game. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they need guard help, too.
Yeah, don't hate it. You have the Dolphins here. They need tackle help and guard help as well. A lot of conversations about this have been that they're going to kick a lot of the tackles from this class inside, right? So give me Kelvin Banks Jr. Could be a tackle if you need a pinch. Can play guard today.
Indianapolis Colts. This one is the easiest pick, and it's the favorite pick amongst all of us draft nerds. Tyler Warren.
Yep.
It's going to be set in stone. If he's not a Niner, he's going to be a Colt.
He's a playmaker, baby. I do like him at the Niners there with you, but understandable. Falcons, same damn thing every year, man. They need an edge rusher. Yep. I listened to a pod, Greg, for you. So the Stock Exchange talk about how they interviewed all three of the A&M guys, Scorton, Stewart, and Turner. And their consensus that they came back for is it's not an excuse, it's a reason. Shamar Stewart was asked to cover the run and spy and do weird stuff. So his sack number does not scare me as much as it did.
Okay.
It scares me that he's playing for them, but I'll take Shamar Stewart to the Falcons.
I like this. Okay, look at you.
I'm learning. And it's more like, okay, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. He's the guy we all think he can be. Why is he only doing that? He was asked to play a pro scheme at A&M, and the pro scheme was for him to plug the run instead of... If he was playing at fucking Toledo, he would have had 76,000 sacks, is what they were saying.
Arizona Cardinals have addressed the pass rush with the Josh Sweat signing, so I'm going to go towards their secondary. As much as I love Malachi Starks, I think Nick Emawori is probably
Gregory, you dirty slut.
I love Malachi Starks, but I think Emawori is the type of guy the Cardinals usually go for with their secondary pieces.
He is Isaiah Simmons from Clemson.
Yep, that's exactly what.
But a better corner.
That is exactly why I'm.
But a better corner.
Yep, they love the athletic freaks somehow that can have a position. So.
Wow, you dirty slut. Edge, DT. I think it would be a disservice to not go on the defensive side of the ball here. And for some reason, as much as DT, which I love Nolan and. So here's the thing, too, Greg. The board is not fair. I would put Nolan, then Grant, then Harmon, then maybe Alexander, which I've watched some tape on, who I do like now, then Tyleek. So this board is not the most up-to-date thing that's ever been placed on planet Earth. Like Mike Green behind is Zurari, who I like, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, shut the fuck up. James Pierce Jr., Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks, this one's easy for me. They just traded DK Metcalf, so get them Matthew Golden. He's a different type of player, but I think he's going to fit nicely with JSN.
Nick is a savage, Rico says. I like Nick Amari. Rico, the funny thing is, Greg is a Malachi Starks guy. Like, loved him last year. Came in. So, Rico, I guess I'll reset the stage. We do a live show every year during the draft. The draft has always been the bond of Greg and I's, like, friendship, I guess. Like, obviously, this podcast today. But, like, if we stopped doing the podcast today, Greg and I would still text about the draft. And he flies down to Nashville to visit me during the draft time. Went to the draft last year in Detroit. This is like our jam. Malachi Starks is his guy. And so when I started saying Nick Emery's getting a ton of pump, you got a little upset. So you taking him ahead of Malachi Starks is crazy. Sid, I don't think Chip is awake right now. He is in bed.
Yep. I'm going from the team perspective, and I feel like knowing what the Cardinals do, I feel like they'll pick him and not have a true position for him just because that's how they do it.
They have JSN. I think getting rid of Metcalf means they want another young core. Go ahead.
Hang on, you picked Pierce, and I did say like Matthew Golden for the Seahawks.
No.
Yeah.
You said it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm breaking my rule to comment.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I think that my issue with Golden, if you let me get to the fucking take, Rick.
Sorry.
He's a little similar to JSN in like really good route running and stuff. If Tet's here, that feels insane. I don't think Tet falls this far. But if Tet's here, would you have taken him over Golden?
Yes, because he plays with JSN better, and I think that fits the type of offense that Darnold would need. But I think Darnold will thrive with possession receivers, though. So I think that's going to be the big thing for him.
I'd agree with that. Man. Do you play him inside? Do you play him outside? Or you go with the secondary guy. The Bucs did decent. Yeah, I'll go with your boy. I'll take Malachi Starks.
All right.
You take Emery, I'll take Starks.
Yeah, they've done a good job with their front four too. So like
Agreed.
This will be good for them. Denver Broncos.
No longer a Colson Loveland landing spot.
No, it's not. But you know what? I'm gonna just because he's there, and I feel like it also doesn't hurt to still look at your offensive line because it's still been kind of weak. Give me Josh Simmons.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of the good fallback for them.
Arguably the best tackle in the class.
Right.
I hate it. Jackson Dart, Pittsburgh Steelers. No one talk to me. We have a quarterback of this century.
All right. LA Chargers. I think they should also desperately look into the front four. So give me Derek Harmon here.
Okay. You would take Derek Harmon over Kenneth Grant and Walter Nolan.
I think Grant is more of a true nose tackle, which would fit, I guess, what the Chargers are looking for. But the Chargers play a 4-3 scheme, which doesn't necessarily have a true nose tackle.
Agreed.
Type, so I don't think that'll work. Nolan could be interesting, but I've told you before, Nolan is a guy that I'm not the biggest fan of yet. I like the motor kind of.
So may I?
Go ahead.
Dion Walker is the guy that I brought up to you. I have motor issues. Walter Nolan, I'm obsessed with.
Okay. Harmon, though.
I'm with you, though.
Harmon can play both types of lines, whether it be 4-3 or 3-4, though. So I think that is a better fit for them because he can go up on the inside or jump out to the out if necessary based on how they want to play defense.
Sure. I think I might have gotten Scortner Green here with the loss of Bosa, but I'm with you. Harmon can move.
Yeah.
I don't hate it at all. Packers are so tough. Yeah, I'll go with it. It's a little. I kind of wanted him to fall to the Lions, but I'll take Mike Green here.
Okay. Also fits a 4-3 perfectly for them.
100%.
This
And he
one,
doesn't have to do it right now.
right. This one for me is easy. Harrison Smith's coming back for his 14th year.
Yep.
Give me Jedi Barron as the guy that's like waiting in the wings. for
Yeah, him being here is crazy. I agree. Also, just so you know, Sid. So Sid is like my sugar daddy. Not really. He's bought me two things, but
Huh.
he bought me a toaster because we used to play Fortnite every Saturday and Sunday morning, and he was mad that I was taking too long toasting my toast in a cast iron skillet. So he bought me a toaster. Shout out Sid. When I went to my parents, I didn't have a headset, so he bought me on Amazon a headset.
Wow. Okay.
It's crazy, just stupid. So Chip couldn't find the coffee that he wanted, so he asked me to ask Sid. So Sid couldn't get it day delivered, but found where it was. And my mom said, I ordered more coffee on Amazon, but planning to stop at Community Market. Sid found them a place based on the Instacart app that had it. So Chip and Marsha are going
That's
there. So
Shout out to Sid for going above and beyond like that. That's
Yeah.
a great friend, man. That's a great friend.
oh, excuse me. All right, I'm up next. I like Gray Zabel, but for me, with the Texans, if you're going to go to a place of need for them, I'm going to go Donovan Jackson. He'd kick up the tackle if needed. Guard there, though, but they just need line help. I can't believe they gave Tunzel away.
Yeah. L.A. Rams. I love him. So give me Siobhan Ravel here. I think. I think get some secondary help because they've already rebuilt the front. They rebuilt the front seven pretty well. Just get some talent in the secondary for them.
Yep. Ravens for me, they just lost them. So I'm going to go with Jelon Walker. I love these linebackers. I've been waiting for a space for them. They lost Malik Harrison to us. So Jelon Walker, Jaheed Campbell's right there. Jelon Walker, I know he's edge linebacker, but to me as a true Mike linebacker, he is the best in the class.
I got the Lions.
Yeah.
Mike Green would have been a good spot
Yep.
here, I think. Would have been perfect. But you know what? Just because he's there, give me Nick Scorton.
Yeah. No, Scorton's been rising too with that conversation. I don't hate
Yeah.
it.
So, yeah, give me Nick Scorton here.
The Commanders. So,
Love their offseason, by the way.
dude, it's been crazy.
I
Picking up
love
Debo
what they have
Samuel,
done.
picking up Laramie Tunzel, they've been absurd.
Yeah.
The secondary could use a little TLC. Now, they brought in Marshawn Lattimore. Love him. I cannot stress enough, Greg, that I have AT and Maxwell Harrison super high. It depends what Benjamin Morrison does. Rico said sleeper for scoring Rico. If that's true, then, dude, I love it. Love it. Walker, too. My concern about Benjamin Morrison is, does he come back as the same Benjamin Morrison? With the information we have right now today, the pick is Maxwell Harrison.
Fair. He's tested well. Completely
Well,
fair.
you know my love for Morrison. Morrison had like 6 pick sixes in college.
Right.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
My
you
issue
watch
is
the tape. You watch the tape. You see.
love it.
Yes.
If he doesn't come back as the same guy, which is the information we have today, Harrison is a freak athlete. And I love, dude, AT to me, AT is like my obsession. Harrison, though, Commanders.
I like it. For the Buffalo Bills, I think this would be fun just for the fact of it. Give me Emeka Ibuka here.
Ooh. So here's my one question on pause. We're doing really well on time. Good job
Yeah.
today. Sorry, Rico, normally these take about, like, we blink and it's been an hour because we talk
know.
about every single pick.
We do.
The Bills didn't lose because their offense stunk, Greg.
That's true. That's true. They didn't. I think, but hear me out too. Last year was supposed to be a rebuild on like every account, and they
Sure.
were ahead of schedule, and they have pieces on that defense to make it up. And I think there's still some depth on the defense in this draft that they'll be able to find pieces to help them.
Yeah.
So I look at it, and I'm kind of like, all right, I could see Tilly Williams to help out, Walter Nolan maybe, but like,
Dude, it would be Nolan, no questions asked, send it off into the fucking sunset.
All right, but I'm just saying, like, why not get another playmaker for Josh Allen? Why not?
Why not? The Chiefs need O-line help. I don't love the tackles. I think that, dude, I saw him mock that at Marcus Membo, someone trading up in a top 10 for him.
What?
Yeah, it's clickbaity shit. Jonah Savania, he's a guard to me. Love Josh Connolly Jr. He's my next tackle in this, not a first rounder. But when it comes to guards here, Greg, I really do like Gray Zabel. And I think Gray Zabel can
Oh, yeah.
fit into Joe Tooney's spot today.
Oh no, Zabel like is the big riser from the guards. Like
Yeah.
it's a weak guard class other than Booker, but Zabel's really proven himself like in interviews and testing and all that. And now we get to the Philadelphia Eagles, who you would think have lost a lot, but they really haven't, and they get a gem with Walter Nolan here.
Okay. You sandbagging son of a bitch.
Sorry, add more defensive power to that.
He is as good as Jordan Davis. Meaning that he is a player that will be on their team and be very good. I'm not going to say Jalen Carter just yet because, wow.
No, Jalen Carter's a dude.
I'm
Absolutely.
also
a dude.
not saying Walter Nolan was as good in college.
He wasn't, but like he has the talent, and it's just like for me, it's like I don't know where the talent goes necessarily. I don't know if it's he was misplayed at Ole Miss or something, but there's just something about him that like bugs me a little bit.
So the Browns in the first round took Abdul Carter. Don't really disagree with. I'm not going to take one of these quarterbacks for them. They could probably use some Jahi Campbell, but you know what? Why make it more complicated than it is? Luther Burden is the last remaining wide receiver I genuinely will fight for. So,
Fair.
Luther Burden.
Okay. For the New York Giants,
Sanders.
they took Shador Sanders. Offensive line isn't that great necessarily where this is at, so I'm gonna bounce off that. And I'm gonna go just get him some weapons and give me Colston Loveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I almost instantly regretted for the Browns not taking Omarion Hampton, and I thought you were going there as well.
No, because I think they're okay right now with Tracy, with Tyrone Tracy, but like maybe
He's fine.
I could see it. Yeah, he's
And this is such a deep class. We're not going to act
is.
like it's make or
It
break.
is, yeah.
Tits took Cam Ward. Let me ask you a question. Why are the Browns 33 and the Titans 35? Did they trade?
I don't know. Actually,
Yeah,
That's a good
I think it was
question.
a trade, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked. No.
Wide receiver, I don't love. Like, I'm not pounding the table for any of these guys to be drafted here, which is fine. On the defensive side of the ball, edge, there's a couple guys that are fine. I think it is Jahi Campbell. He's too
Yeah.
good for me to pass up here. Even though I love the cornerbacks, there is a significant drop off from him and Swersinger, who I like.
That's
Cool.
fair. All right. Jacksonville Jaguars. They took Travis Hunter.
They
right,
took
in the
Travis
last one?
Hunter.
Okay. They took Travis Hunter.
Who, let's assume he's playing both.
Okay. Fair. Let's explain both.
Rico said Colton, smart choice. We love Colston Loveland to the Broncos, Rico, up until Evan Ingram got signed there. Once he got signed, we're like, all right, he's going to fall a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna seem like reach or mismatch or something, but give me Xavier Watts here for the Jaguars.
Oh, my God. Okay, so I think a reach, but I think it's a culture pick.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm going. I feel like something about him and something about how I think the Jaguars need to like change their drafting strategy, I think is kind of that mold that he fits in a way.
New coach. So it's kind of like a we'll see what happens type of thing.
Right. It's a see what happens, but it's also kind of like just give me some sort of stability with them, because like the Jaguars have been kind of the poster child of just
Instability.
instability for years now. So
For sure. Sorry, I'm grabbing my phone charger real quick. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that there's not really any other I mean, Winston's fine. There's no other safeties I'm really pounding the table for. He's kind of the last guy. Like Billy Bowman, him and Sebastian Castro are guys I like, but they're not there at this point. So cool. I got the Raiders. They took Genty. That's Uggo. Who is their starting quarterback right now? Geno Smith.
Smith, yeah. What is it that Pete Carroll said? Pete Carroll said to Max Crosby, he's gonna
Easy.
get dudes.
I'm gonna go Benjamin Morrison. Here in the second,
dude.
I'm comfy
That's a
with
dude.
that because I love. Here's my thing: Trey Amos, I've fallen in love with. Darren Porter, I've fallen in love with. Dorian Strong, Zay Alexander, Kobe Bryant, fallen in love with. Benjamin Morrison is the pick.
Yes, there's talent there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pound the table for that one. Patriots took Will Campbell in the last round. You know what? This is where I'll go with Marion Hampton.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where I'll go Marion Hampton. I think I
Interesting.
think getting a running back to help out May and stuff and kind of like take the pressure off of them to be able to work with. I think that's something that like that they'll need.
Who is their running backs right now? Antonio Gibson, Ramondre Stevenson, Terrell Jennings. Yeah. No, I don't hate that at all. Especially it helps Drake May. The Bears in the first round took Michael Williams, a great pick if you ask me. I'll go with my boy, Josh Connolly Jr. here. Get some tackle help.
Okay.
I like their line. I think that they've done a great job with their line. There is nothing wrong with assisting that line a little bit more, especially after Hampton goes. Hampton is the next guy closest to Genty. If Hampton's there, I take him. If not, we just wait a little bit.
Fair. I'm up for the New Orleans Saints. Who did they take in the first?
Tet.
They took T-Mac. Okay. I will add to the defense, and this is where I'll take Kenneth Grant.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal like trend-setting pick for them. Kind of like be able to help
good.
get Cam Jordan in to take pressure off of him too.
For sure. Now, for the sake of what we're doing here today, don't have many picks left. So I will go Quinshon Judkins because the Bears is their last pick, and I can't guarantee that they will have a pick in the fourth. So I like Judkins next. I think that Caleb Johnson is the better, like, quote-unquote running back. Love Givens, Scattigo, Tutton. Judkins is Jamar Gibbs.
Oh, okay. That's a good comp. So the Jets have Mason Graham.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Cameron Williams here.
Okay.
They've had a terrible offensive line, and
Great right
I
tackle.
Don't trust. Yeah, I don't trust that they'll be able to like find a good piece here. But there's talent for Cameron Williams. Like we saw it coming into this year.
Agreed.
I just think he needs to maybe get healthy.
You don't start that long for Texas and not be good at football.
Right. Exactly.
It's kind of where it is. Defensive tackle. You kind of made me a believer. It's Darius Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I like him next. Tyler Williams, I don't not like him. He's not the stud that Ohio State normally produces, and it makes me scared.
Right.
Cowboys took Tyler Booker.
So the Cowboys, looking at how the board is kind of falling for them. Yeah, you're pulled it up. Caleb Johnson. They need a running game in the worst way, and I do like Caleb Johnson a lot.
So his comp was Melvin Gordon, which is everyone's like, ugh. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah, Melvin
that is
Gordon
a great
damn
running
good coming
back,
out.
dude.
He was damn good coming out of college.
He was damn good at San Diego, even though he didn't score a touchdown his first year. I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Colts took Tyler Warren. Love that. They still need some O-line help. Dude, I really do like Tate Ratledge. I think... we're in a really... Oh, Jonah. Okay, Jonah as a guard. I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm putting him straight at guard. Easy day. Okay. You got Shamar Stewart for the Falcons.
Give me the guy who's going to replace Kyle Pitts, Harold Fannin Jr.
Okay. A conversation.
Yes.
I've heard... So, Elijah Arroyo, I love.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Mason Taylor, Gunnar Helm, I think they're there. Harold Fanning has been being placed at the halfback, trickback, fullback position. It makes me so mad.
That's
Harold
not what
dude,
he
he's a
is.
pass catcher.
That's not what he is, no. And here's the other thing, too. Like, Kyle Pitts, they drafted him, and he is essentially Kyle Pitts, but bigger. And
Yeah.
I think they should trade Kyle Pitts for maybe something and
For
have him go to a
sure.
team that actually utilizes him better.
Or just get him to a team who thinks he's good so they can find out he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy peasy. Tyleek is right there. Nah, I'm going to go Donovan Izaraku, Boston College. I think he's a great athlete, and the Cardinals could utilize him well.
Okay. I'm up for the Dolphins, who...
Kelvin Banks Jr.
Okay.
Who
Kelvin
was a
Banks.
guard.
It was, unfair. Let's add to the defense. Give me Tyler Williams here.
I think that's a great pick.
Yep. I mean, the board's falling. It's easy for them to make that work.
James Pierce went for the Bengals. I still think they could go that side of the ball, but for me, man, like, you get your pick of the litter. You'd be hard-pressed for me. Also, they're wide receivers. I mean, Betch, I love. Seven Williams needs to be higher. I'll shout out Dre. I guess I won't take any of these guys yet because they're kind of falling at this point. We don't necessarily need it.
Davis has really been pushing Jaden Higgins to me. And like
you can't sell me on a combine riser because here's my thing, Greg. The combine will make you a more attractive prospect. The combine doesn't change your tape. He has good tape.
Yeah.
I think. Like, let's look at it right now real quick. Wide receiver. I do not love Trey Harris.
You've been
Love
adamant about
Alik.
that. That's fair. I love
Bond
Alik too.
gets lost in the mix. Bond is fine. Higgins is good. Noel, I think, is below him. Restrepo is my favorite receiver on here right now. Tez is off my board. I
Yep.
love Jalen Rose. Love Jack Beck. Kyron Lacey's off my board.
Yep.
Love Torrey Horton. Now is a later one. Sevion Williams is like fucking 6'4", so I'm a huge fan of Nick Nash. Breaks the
Ricky
record.
White, we've talked
Yep.
good things about too. Yeah.
Yeah. On this one, though, I'm going to go edge 2. Landon Jackson, Arkansas. He looked great at the combine.
Yeah, lanky as fuck too. He looked. I don't mean to do this comparison, but just from like the length perspective, he reminds me of Max. In a weird,
Agreed.
in a weird way, that's kind of like how I view it. Yeah. This one, Jalen Milroe.
Oh! Wow.
You have Darnold signed for 3 years. Plenty of time for Milroe to take time to develop. And
Interesting.
Stuff if they want.
Again, don't. I would take a leak here if Cortland Sutton and him weren't like the same height. And so get your back, Travion Henderson, to the Broncos.
Okay.
You're up again.
Yep. And Seattle, how this has worked out. Give me Ariante Irsay.
Yeah, I like Irsay a lot.
They've been doing a good job building the line for them, but I think they just need more pieces.
Yep.
Walker's staring at you right in the face, isn't he?
No. No, this is the one. So, took Malik Starks. Love him. Trey Oh, no, AT. AT's my top guy. Almost I love because he's a former Alabama kid. Porter is I'm going to destroy whoever's across from me type of kid. AT, long, lanky. Jalen Ramsey without all the talent.
Feels more project-like, but I think it could still work. Okay, so Mike Green. Give me a leak here.
Oh, okay. There's your boy.
Give me a leak here. I think they have a lot of receivers that are like dudes, but there's
Yeah.
not like a true guy, and I think a leak
I'd agree
could
with
be
that.
could be that. Yeah.
Yeah. I really, yeah, I'm going to do it. Fuck it. My next number one, Elijah Arroyo.
That
He
feels
is
like a Harbaugh
a
pick.
goddamn freak of nature athlete.
I got the Bills here. Give me your guy. Give me Trey Amos here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's a great corner. Panthers took Armand Membo, which I love. And then let's get the next one. Porter. Freak.
Okay. Okay.
Those are AT, Trey Amos, and Porter. Harrison, I have a grade above it. Those three are just like, sure, they're a little project, but Damian Porter's going to fuck somebody up in the NFL, and I can't wait.
I like that. Okay. Texans. Might seem a little high, but I'm gonna go Carson Schwarzenegger here.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
it's high. I think it's a perfect place.
I like him. I don't know if he'll be a second round guy, but I really like him.
Ravens took Jalen Walker, which is great. Oh, perfect. Straight to guard. Take Tate Ratledge. I just don't know enough about why. I love Tate Ratledge. I think he was the staple of a Georgia offense for a long time.
Okay. So the
Nick Scorton.
Lions weren't able to get Mike Green, so they got Scorton. You know what? Give me Marcus Mabo here. He probably won't start
Okay,
right away,
yeah.
but they have made their bread and butter based on the offensive line, so it wouldn't hurt to get more depth there.
Yeah. Commanders take Harrison. I like Chris Paul Jr. I like Danny Schwartzman. Man.
I like Smail Mondon actually too.
Oh, okay. I like that. Feels like a project, but I like Princely.
Okay, fair. For the Bills,
Amika and Trey Amos.
this is gonna be the guy I know you hate, but he's there. Give me Deion Walker.
Yeah, I just don't like his motor, but I think he's a good pick. Gray Zabel. You know what? Nah, it's tough too. I don't really love any of those guys. Fuck it. Xavier Restrepo here.
Ooh, okay, I like that. That's spicy. And then for the Eagles, you know what? Just for fun and to also have more depth because they're good at that. Give me Wyatt Millum here.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. That is our last mock and another show up until draft day. We will be back next week, and then the following week I will be out of town. Found out today, Greg, going to a shoot.
Oh, nice. Where are you going?
Florida.
Get the fuck out, really.
Winter Park.
Why do I feel like I know?
It's like near fucking Disney or something. I don't know. Figure it out.
Okay.
Appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. We had a ton of people. Rico, good to see you. Matt, good to see you. AJ, thanks for tuning back in. Natty, love you. Blood Bomb, Chip, Marsha, everyone that tuned in. We appreciate the shit out of you guys, and we'll see you next week.
And you didn't give away your source either, which is
No,
pretty good on your part.
he just doesn't know shit about sports.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching Thoughts on the Bench, 2 beers deep. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Cool. We are out, brother.
It was Cody, wasn't it?
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah, that's what it
So he works for